Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning out there around planet Earth. This is Encounters, the morning edition. Yes, indeed. You never know when we're going to come on in the morning, but we're doing a morning show. It's about 8:48, and we're going to go till about just near 10 o'clock on the East Coast. Good morning, everybody out there. Mike, everybody out there. Good morning. Good morning out there, everybody around the world. So let me just do this. Good morning out there, everybody around the world. So let me just do this. Good morning out there, everybody around the world. So let me just do this for everybody. Let's see here. We're going to move ourselves away from where we are. Good to see everybody here. Good morning. A UFO story for sure. And Mike Beats. Yes, we're going to bring you up, Mike. And just let the people know, like Mike, and Mike is going to come up on our show to share a story. You got to be over 18, no kids on the show, no smoking, no vaping, no drinking, no drugs, no drunks, no cursing, no paranormal discussion, no religion, no politics. That's the rules of the show. So if you're just coming in here, good morning. And let's see here. We're going to bring our guest up, Mike Beats. Good to have you with us. Let's see, do this here. And Mike will be our first guest on Encounters. Make sure we get the volume up. And once Mike comes up, we're usually on at nighttime, so we're usually on at 11 o'clock in the evening with Encounters. That's our big audience in the evening. And we are doing some morning shows. Wow, we only have 16 people watching here. Huh. That'll change. Yeah, Mike, good morning. How are you?
Good. Wondering yourself?
Good. And whereabouts are you located on the planet?
I am on Southeast Arizona.
Oh, great. We have a lot of folks in Arizona that pop in here. So tell us about your story, when it started and everything.
Okay, so it was 7/17 of 2017. It was located out towards the Chiricahua mountain range.
Okay.
And I was leaving my mother's house. I was with my ex-girlfriend's mom, and we were traveling down this dirt road, and all of a sudden she says, "Wow, do you see that?" And I looked up real quick, and I only caught like just the back end of a saucer.
Yeah.
But I could see that there was like an ionic kind of like a smoke. I don't know how to describe it. It was like it dissipated as quick as you saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I was like, wow, that's wild. Maybe we should pull over and check it out. So I turned off my lights, and I parked the car along the side of the dirt road. Mm-hmm. And then we got out. All over the sky, it was cloudy. Everywhere you looked, there was a lightning storm. But it wasn't rainy or anything. It's just a lightning storm. And these clouds in front of me, it just seemed a little odd because one, like you would watch the pattern of the wind blowing.
Yeah.
And it seemed like one was going just a little bit faster than all the other ones.
Huh.
So I sat there and I watched it for a minute. And so it it moved across the sky, like it just crept along, but it crept along just like I said, just a little bit faster than the other flow of the clouds. All of a sudden, three little saucers shoot out of it.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And so I'm watching this and I'm in awe of what I'm seeing. Well, while I'm watching this, 4 other saucers come from out of the sky.
Out of nowhere. They just come out from out of the sky.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
These are in addition to the other 3, right? It's now 6.
So there's the 3. And no, I'm sorry, 4 come down from out of the sky.
Wow.
So it's a total of 7 the whole
7.
time.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And so they're flying around and they would go from one end of the mountain all the way to the other end. And then sometimes they would just come like right like to the middle of the mountain range and then just stop, just a dead stop.
Yeah.
And then so there were so many of them to pay attention to. Like it was just I was speechless, you know, like trying to take it all.
I'd be speechless too with seeing several flying saucer type craft come out of nowhere. That's pretty crazy. And the other 3 came out of the clouds, right?
Yes.
And what year was this? Can you tell us again?
This was on 2017.
All right. So that's a couple of years. I mean, obviously a couple of years ago. What were you feeling when all that happened? Were there other people around? Like, was it in a remote area of Arizona?
My ex-girlfriend's mother was with me at the time. I took her out to my mom's house so that they could meet or whatever, but she was in a grumpy mood and she didn't seem like she was wanting to have company, so we really didn't talk very much. So kind of hung out.
Well, maybe it's better, you know, if she's in a grumpy mood, that might have disturbed the whole possibilities of what you're seeing happening with these spaceships.
Right.
How'd you feel when you saw these spaceships? I'm always curious. Like, I always, ask people, what kind of vibe were you getting? Like, if they're negative, you'll feel like this icky, sicky feeling. How'd you feel when you saw these ships?
It was amazing. Like, just to be able to be that close to whatever that was and watching them able to maneuver their crafts the way that they did. I mean, it was spectacular. It was like a Hollywood movie. I mean,
I can imagine.
It was like Independence Day or something, like. Okay, so that's not even it. So it gets better. So anyway,
I know it's going to get better. So let's get more into it, folks. This is really getting good.
All right, so still a lightning storm everywhere. Everywhere you looked, from all directions. Yeah. So they're flying around for a little bit. All of a sudden, they line up in a line. So there's, but it's just like a horizontal line. Yeah. And they're kind of spaced out a little bit. So there's like 3. Yep. There's 3 on one side, and then there's a little space, and then there's 4 on the other side.
I gotcha.
Okay, so it's lightning. I mean, it's lightning real good everywhere you look. So, all of a sudden, the first ship blinks 2 like ionic, like it was like a greenish bluish color lights, like 2 little flashes. Then the opposite row of saucers, the first saucer did 2 blinks.
So were they blinking at you?
I don't know what they were blinking at, but they were just in a line, and it was almost like I feel like they were like communicating with each other, like somehow, like Close Encounters of the it was almost like that. So they all had different colored lights, and then so they were like the opposite side. So the second ship of the 3 would do like a single flash, and then like the ship on the other side would do like a single or a double flash. And
Wow.
it was it was amazing. I was like, what are we watching? Like, what are we seeing right now? You know,
Right.
like,
What are you seeing?
yeah. And my jaw was just dropped. Like, I was just in awe. Like, it was just amazing. Like, I can't.
Yeah.
Just the feeling was like, it was like it's so many rush of emotions at one moment. Like, it was like adrenaline, and it was like happy, but then it was like, whoa, I don't know what's gonna happen. You know, like,
Right.
okay, so they're sitting in this line for, I don't know, probably about 10-15 minutes. Okay, all of a sudden they all like go in separate directions, and they're all flying around again. Okay,
Oh,
so
wow.
I'm looking at one side of the sky. I'm looking over by towards the Chiricahua mountain range and the Sierra Vista mountain range. My friend, she was on the opposite side of the van, looking the opposite direction to the other side of the mountain range. So it was the Cochise stronghold that surrounds where my mother lives.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, how long did the spaceships, and they definitely are spaceships, how long did you watch this for? This is an amazing story, folks, if you're not tuned in.
This was about, I want to say about a good 40 minutes, 45 minutes.
45 minutes of these spaceships, all right, where he is in Arizona, and they're doing all kinds of different maneuvers. They're different colors of light.
They're just in front of us.
They're in front of you. And they're creating all this light stuff. Now, where you were, there weren't any other people, correct?
No, there was no other people. It was just me and my passenger. And that was it.
So here's what I'm getting. As old as the story is from the year you had it, in the 2017.
2017, yeah.
Right. I believe, and this is based on when I hear stories like this, there's a reason why you were the only ones to see these many ships. Yeah. I think they were space people, they weren't negative ETs, they were space people. They were obviously giving you a show that they were there. And I think you have a connection to the beings on that ship, you and the person you were. I think there's a connection there. And when I listen to stories, if you knew my show, I read energy of the stories, and that's how I get information. So here's what I do know. Obviously, you weren't abducted, so we know that's not happening. But they wanted you to know they were there. There were several spaceships that just, hey, this is a good time. They're in a remote area. Let's introduce ourselves. So I think they weren't just communicating with each other. They were trying to communicate with you. That's what they were trying to do.
I think that they know that I've been trying to communicate with them for a while
now.
But...
Yes, there's a connection. I don't know who they are. All I know is that they're positive. All I know is that they can come back again if you so communicate in your inner consciousness. You can actually communicate with them again. I do totally get that. Hey, Odin, I do totally get that you can do this. You realize that you have the ability to do this? You don't realize it. Well, believe it or not, you're talking to the right person. I'm a contactee from the 60s. I work with the positive space people of the Ashtar Command, which I'm connected with.
Yeah, I watch your shows often.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, good. Well, I'm glad you finally came up, because I do believe that there is a connection. And I think through meditation, if you heard me talk about how people can connect, also, I would suggest downloading the C5 app, Dr. Stephen Greer's app. You already have the ability to do this. The app will help bring them back, I think. The other part of it is it's your consciousness that will help bring them back. Not so much the app. The app will, but it's your conscious communications that is telepathic.
I believe I can do it on my own.
You can do it on your own. You can actually. And see, that's what I was saying before. Do you can do this on your?
I just never tried to tap into it. I guess.
Oh man, you got to tap into it, because you have a purpose. You got to tap into it, man. You got to tap in. You got to go to that same area, and you got to tap into it and tell them who you are. They probably already know who you are. on another level. And when
Yeah.
you tap into it, see, because we are starseed, you know, and there's probably a you that's on a spaceship with a space body that's in stasis. You know what stasis is? You've watched my show.
Yes.
Okay, so you know about the stasis. So
Mhm.
I think that you have a space body. You're having a human experience. You're definitely, your energy is very positive. Your whole, I read energy. You have a connection to these space people. So I think the most important thing is now to practice what you already know internally exists, is you are definitely activated to communicate with them naturally. You don't need any applications. You
Right.
already have that ability. You know?
I feel like a power, like an energy that's strong over me that's telling me that I'm able to do this. But like,
Yes.
yeah,
And the reason why is because you're not from here. You know, you're from somewhere. I don't know where you're from other than beyond Earth. You're from some other planetary system. I just can't read into it. But I do know that they were trying to say, hello, we're here back in 2017. And they're saying to you, you know, we're here now. It's time to communicate with us, time to connect with us, time to build this intergalactic relationship with them.
awesome.
And
Okay.
yes, yeah, I want to see what happens with that. I
Okay.
think you're going to have some, and I want you to record. I know you can record. I'm getting that you can record their spaceships if they appear. You should document it and record it.
Okay.
Yeah, you need to record it. They don't mind you recording it. I don't know who they are, but I'm getting you. They don't. You can record their ships and let people know and document it.
Okay.
Yeah. So aren't you excited about that?
I am. I am very much.
Good, good, good.
Yeah,
You
it's a
know,
lot.
I'm excited.
It's a lot to take in.
That's a lot. Hey, look, living on this planet, when you have an experience like that, and now you're going to make more of a solid relationship with the space people, it is a lot to take in, considering we live on a world where we have all these illusions, delusions, and things on TV that don't mean anything.
Right.
To have something like this happen, yeah, it's going to blow your 3D
It was
existence
magical.
out of
I
the
mean,
water.
it was magical. That's the only way that I can
Yeah.
describe it. Like,
Yep, I'm absolutely certain it was magical. And when you communicate with them again and they show their ships, you're going to have a magical experience again with their ships. And I think eventually they're going to want to meet you in person. I
yeah.
think out in the middle of nowhere, they're going to actually they'll be willing in the middle of nowhere to have a meeting with you at some point.
Right. So
I don't know when that is.
like, don't be scared. Yeah, basically.
Don't be scared. These are space people. They're probably, well, they'll be taller than you are. You're probably talking between 8 and 10 feet tall, humans.
Yeah.
But they are beautiful, beautiful people.
Cool.
That I am getting.
So
You know?
like when I initially see them, I won't be all freaked out because they'll probably
No.
like, yeah.
No need to be freaked out. As a matter of fact, when you communicate with them telepathically now, they can project an image into your consciousness. So you'll be able to see a vision of them, like a picture of them in your mind. They'll shoot a picture of their image into your consciousness before you see them, so you'll be able to see them.
Okay.
Yeah, you definitely. People understand this. The space people, the positive space people, can project an image of, if you've seen their ships and they're good, they can project, and you're now able to be telepathically in communication with them. They can project an image into your consciousness. I never talked about this much, but they have the ability to project an image. Just like when anybody has a dream, in your dreams you see things, right? Everyone has a dream. You can see a marshmallow, you can see a plane going by. So just understand that your brain is way more advanced than you think it is.
Right.
And when they shoot a dream and when they shoot a picture into your consciousness, you'll have a remembrance of that picture of what the man or the woman looks like with the spacesuit on. They're going to give you a pre-presentation of who they are. So yeah, look forward to, as you communicate, you can ask them, can you send me an image of who you are in like a photographic memory picture into my consciousness? And they will, once you have that communications,
All right. I'd like to finish out by telling you the end of the story. I haven't even got to the end yet.
Oh no, continue on.
Okay. All right. So I'm at the part where they're flying around again, and there's saucers on her side of the sky, and then saucers on my side of the sky. While this is going on, I turned my head and looked to the Chiricahua mountain range, and at the tip of the mountain, all of a sudden I looked up at the sky, like straight up in the sky, and this like lightning, I don't know how to describe it. It's like a spear or something, like shot into the top of the tip of the mountain, and it opened up like a V. It was a bright light. It opened up like a V and then swelled up as quick as you
Oh
saw
wow,
it. Yeah.
that's wild.
Kind of like
It's absolutely wild.
like a portal or something, like
Portal.
or something.
So this thing that opened up. So this thing opened up like you're mentioning. Again, can you restate it for people that are just coming in that part? So the sky. Are you saying the sky opened up like a V?
No. I'm saying this rod like shot down into the tip of the mountain and then
Oh my God.
and opened up. It was a light and opened up like a V, and as quick as you saw it, it swelled back up.
So the rod opened up like a V when it shot down to the mountain. Now, when it opened up, did it open up like there was a portal opening? That's what I was trying to get at. Or did it open up like it was?
It opened up like it opened up like windshield wipers, like it.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think it was?
Honestly, I'm still baffled to this day.
Yeah.
And because I look towards that direction every time I go out to my mother's house. I look towards that direction of those mountains. Now, if you look at the mountain range, I mean, it goes all the way, across the skyline.
Yeah.
And I believe those.
And so when it went down, it physically got down and then opened up at the mountaintop area, correct?
Right. It shot down from out of the sky.
Right. Out of the sky.
And then it was like a light rod or something, like it was so fast that you just, like if you took your eyes off of it, you would miss it.
Yeah. Do you think it was shot down from a much larger spaceship?
You
can see?
I was kind of wondering about that because
let me tell you.
Okay. So the cloud, because of the cloud, remember the cloud that they came out of?
Mm-hmm.
How it was cloaked or whatever.
Yes.
So that was probably it, and there was waiting until it got dark before, so they could go invisible probably, and then do whatever they had to do so that they wouldn't freak anybody out.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm saying is in the cloud that was that large cloud.
Yes.
Is the mothership is in the cloud.
Yes.
Guess what? All those smaller ships, the saucer ships, came from the mothership.
Yeah, I believe that. Yeah.
Yeah, they did. And that other device that came down to the ground, that came from the mothership as well. It's a very advanced grouping of beings, and that thing came out of nowhere from the mothership. The mothership itself was way bigger than all of the craft that were leaving. That, however they do it, they came out of the mothership, and you saw every one of them. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but
that's amazing.
But see, I only saw the 3 that came out of that cloud. See, now I don't know. Like I said, the other 4, they just appeared. Like so.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Unless there was 2 ships,
they can appear. You know what's really cool? They can appear. They're multi-dimensional craft. They can appear and disappear in a blink of an eye.
Right.
That's how advanced these beings were. So advanced, they switched into the dimension. They can switch out of the dimension. Those craft showed up out of nowhere because they switched into the dimension, the vibrational frequency.
Kind of like how Predator, like the movie Predator, how Predator
how he switched in and out, or cloaked or decloaked. Mm-hmm. Well, he actually had a cloaking mechanism, but he was still there. They actually completely went from one vibrational frequency and came into
and
your
then
frequency.
in a completely other place in an instant. Yeah,
that's right. That's exactly right.
Okay, I got you.
That's what happened. Yeah, that's beautiful. That's exactly what happened. I think you're going to communicate with them again, and I think you're going to have regular communications with these space people. Getting really strong feelings as we're talking a little bit longer. you have a lot to look forward to, man. If you just allow yourself to do the things like you already know how to do the contact through intercommunications. So you're going to have some beautiful experiences. And eventually, again, I don't know the time or day, you will eventually meet on a level where they want to physically communicate with you in the remote area. They'll come off the ship, and they're going to do it their own way. I don't know how they do it, but they will do it their own way, and they will meet you.
The mountain, like the mountain where that rod shot down, it looks like it has like there's two F's. It looks like two F's on the mountain, like they got burnt into the side of it. It's weird.
Really?
Yeah.
That is interesting.
Maybe I could take a picture and like send it to you.
Yeah, if you can. Yeah, send me a picture. I'd like to see that.
Yeah.
So I mean, there could be something ancient.
Like, because it was in the dark when we were watching all this, you know. So I feel like that was the direction, kind of the area that shot down in. So
yeah, you know, there could be some ancient connections in the mountains with the space people.
I'm almost
there
certain.
might be. Yeah, there must be something in the mountains that is there that they.
Every time I go to my mom's, I always go out there just to walk around. I have a special spot where I just go and hang out, and it's something. I feel like something's like led me, like attracted me there. You know, like.
I'm gonna take a leap forward here, folks. Who everyone's watching the show, welcome. This is Encounters. We're usually on late night at 11 with our big show. We're trying to do some morning shows here. So here's what I'm getting. This is also fresh in my head here. I'm getting that there is a very high vibrational base in the mountains. I don't know any which way how you get into the base, but I think there's a base in the mountains where that's why you're attracted to it. I really feel there's a base there in the mountains that they're able to go in and out of. But and that's why I think that there's a really strong. You feel a strong energy when you're there. Yeah, there's a base there. They have a space base in the mountains. I don't know where in the mountains.
I believe it because it's the place where this is. They call it the Wonderland of Rocks. So
really, the Wonderland of Rocks.
Yeah, it's like just an amazing array of rocks. So like, you'll drive down in one spot and it'll be like a whole like valley full of pipe organ looking rocks. They're all
really. Yeah,
it's amazing. Like.
Yeah, there's definitely there's a base there. The base is, let me get this here. Hold on a minute. I'm getting information for you. The base is in the mountain. It's inside the mountain. It's about how high is the mountain?
Oh shoot. Let me.
Is it higher than the Empire State Building? If you had to make
I don't know. Look up Chiricahua Monument.
Yeah, I can't do that now because I'm live. But
all right. Well, maybe one of your people can.
Okay. So it's how do you spell the name of the mountain?
It's ChirACua, I think.
If somebody in my audience could look that mountain up, because I can't do it. I want to see how high up the mountain is. If I'm at ground level, if I'm at ground level at the road level and I'm looking at the mountain.
The place where I walk to, it takes me I go to the highest peak of the canyon. So.
Oh, it's 9,773. That's a lot. That's high up.
Yeah.
It's 9,000 feet above sea level.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's where I'm going to go. There's definitely, thank you for that, by the way. Thank you, Nicole, for that.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
There's a big base in that mountain. It's in the lower inner part of the mountain because it's 9,000 feet up. It's somewhere in the lower half of the mountain. There's an entrance that opens up to the mountain that allows the ships to go in and out of that mountain. They will go in when no one sees them. Well, they're in a remote area. So. Right. Those spaceships in the clouds, again, they are in the mountain, but they also come from another planetary system. But they do have a base in the mountain. I keep getting base in the mountain. So there's a a large space base in that mountain, and I'm trying to get a visual of the structures.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems the structures are very advanced. They have advanced structures, and I would say also there are space people living inside the mountain. If you
Yes.
can,
Yeah,
they're
that makes
living
sense.
in the mountain, folks. There are space people living in that mountain. And I'm just getting this information downloading to me right now for you. And there are people living in the mountain. They're very spiritual people, and they're very protected. There's a protection around that mountain, so they can't be the military.
For some reason, I feel sad. I'm starting to shed a tear. I don't even know why.
Yeah, no, I'm getting information downloaded now for you. They very spiritual, very very loving, and yeah, they have a base in the mountain. They live there, but they also go back to their home planet. But they have a base there. They have had the base there for a long, long time. I don't know exact numbers of years. It's been a long time. They've been there forever, almost. It seems like.
Which
Yeah.
makes me wonder about the whole national park in the first place. So
Yeah. Yeah. No, they're. You're just great. I'm just like getting information for you now, because I'm finally tuning into it more. Yeah, there's a base there.
yeah, it's
There's a
protected.
way
It's
they are able.
protected so that nobody will ever disturb it, and that's
Right.
awesome.
Yeah, they're protected. Is that a national park?
Yes.
No wonder.
Yes.
Ah, so it's a national park. Now, I can't say if the Parks Department knew there's a space base there, but the fact that it's a national park and it's protected,
Mm-hmm.
that's even more amazing. So the national park's there. The mountain is over 9,000 feet above, is that high, and there's a base for these space people that have a base there, and they've had it for, I'm not going to say forever, but I keep getting a really long time.
A good while. Yeah.
Yeah, they've been there a long time.
Yeah.
But they do go home. They don't just stay there. They go back and forth.
Right.
This is what I mean. There are space people living here on Earth in remote areas that are from other planetary systems.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I've been trying to teach people, that we're not alone. The whole thing is that,
Because they don't want to be bothered, so they're going to go in the most remote area to where, they don't have to worry about anything.
Right, it's the safest place. The space people, when they create a base here on Earth or build a city, they do it in remote areas where it's away from the human population.
Right.
Because they know what the human population on Earth is like and how we actually think.
But what better way to protect it than to it in a national park?
Yeah. Perfect place, right?
It's genius.
Yep. Yep. No one would ever know. Plus, the fact is, they are not only protected, they are so advanced that no military or any government can detect where they are, and they couldn't detect them.
Okay, so with that said, so at the end of all of this, so after they were flying around for about 10 more minutes or so, and we saw the little ray thing shoot down, I started hearing this like loud, it was just like a like it sounded like a jet, all of a sudden you looked over towards the Chiricahua or the Cochise stronghold. That's coming that's over towards like Tucson area.
Yeah.
Davis Monthan Air Force Base is in Tucson.
Yeah.
So as soon as you saw them come over the ridge of that mountain, or the stronghold, there was 4 F-16s, and as soon as they came within the area, all those saucers shot off in different directions
and disappeared.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing, people. The military thinks they're gonna chase the spaceships and they're gonna catch them. What kind of ridiculous thing does our government think they're doing? I mean, this is what really gets me. These F-15 fighter jets are coming to go after these spaceships, and they're going to go after these spaceships, and the spaceships are gone in 2 seconds. Mm-hmm. I'm sure that the beings on the ship were aware that these Air Force jets were coming at them, and they just got out of there. They weren't going to be hanging around.
Well, they just hung out until the radar picked them up, and then. Yeah.
They left. Yeah. And they are protected.
It was probably just enough time to explain to me what they had to do, explain to me, and then.
Yeah. And so This is the thing. When our government, and I've talked about this before, you've watched my show, the government would do anything and everything to try to stop people from having contact with star people. That is what our government does. Air Force. Now, somebody at the Air Force Base, they had tracked the spaceships, and they said, okay, we're saying 4 F-18 fighter jets out to go after them. And then if you call the, go ahead.
Oh, did you see the thing about Stephen? What did you say his last name was?
Oh, Greer?
Yes. That how he went in front of Congress and basically said that there's been 8 or 9 crafts here in Arizona that they've been doing studies on for the past 10 or 12 years or so.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that, but I watch a lot. I watch a lot of when he does have something to say. I usually will, want to hear what he says.
They've been testing them out at Fort Huachuca for the past so many years.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we have reverse engineer technology, and that's where you have to. But in your case, you're not dealing with reverse technology. You're dealing with definitely space people that were there, and that's a protected area as a state park. And in your situation, first of all, if they were our technology,
we weren't in the park. Given we weren't in the park, we were.
No, but you were outside the park.
Right, we were leaving my mother's house.
Right, but where they are, when that mountain is in the park, though, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Now, the F-15 fighter jets, if they were our reverse technology, we were testing out, they would not have 4 F-15 fighter jets go after our own technology, probably with Air Force pilots in them testing them out. They wouldn't do that because they're not our own technology. Of course, they're sending 4 F-15 fighter jets out, people, to go after these spaceships. Because they want to do what they normally do, which is try to capture one of these ships, maybe detain the beings that are space people in the ships, and they're not going to do it. That's the main thing is that the world government organizations that deal with this, and not just U.S., but all over the world that have Air Force pilots that are trained to intercept spaceships.
We sat there and watched them do a flyby all the way over the whole range. And then they didn't find nothing, and then they just left.
Yeah, they left. We're sent out to find something. How come we can't find any spaceships?
But actually, they test their jets out there all the time, and often.
Oh, they do.
They do like the aerial maneuvers and stuff. Yeah.
All right. Well, obviously they weren't testing them out soon enough when these spaceships were making an appearance, and all these things happened to you. So definitely tape. You got to make sure your cell phone's charged up. If when it starts happening again, when you start communicating with them, and it's safe to have their ships show up, ask them if you can record their spaceships.
Okay.
Yeah, I know you can.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you can have the contact. You're definitely going to have the contact. That's what I question. My consciousness, man, you're so a high vibe on your vibrational level. That's why you're able to communicate with them, and they know that. So they'll communicate with you. I think it's going to be soon.
Okay.
But you're going to make the contact first. You have to initiate it verbally through consciousness.
I just want to say that I enjoyed your show the other day, I guess it was last week with Odin. How you got that thing?
Oh, Odin, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Odin was was a good show. Odin was a really good guest. We appreciated Odin.
And I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to be able to tell my story.
Oh yeah, I mean, I am so amazed by your story. Now my show is recording. It'll be on my YouTube channel sometime today. This show, our interview. So people on YouTube who don't have TikTok will be able to watch it, and people on TikTok that have missed any of my shows at night, go to my YouTube channel, Ask Star Command Spaceship News. You'll be able to watch all our previous shows. And this is a great show. 2017, this happened to you, and now that you told the story and have some guidance, you can actually reconnect with the space people that were showing you their ships and everything. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, Mike Masters, thank you, brother. And let us know when things do start happening. Request to come on live, and I'll bring you back up here. Okay?
Okay, sure.
All right, Mike Masters in Arizona, folks. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you. Have a great day.
Oh, you too, man. I appreciate you very much. And Wow, what a story that was, you know? Let's see here. You got to be over 18. No kids on the show, no smoking, no vaping, no drinking, no drunks, no paranormal discussion, no politics, no religion. And let me see here. Let me see who this person is. Liquid Flame. So Liquid Flame, can you tell us a little about yourself? I think there's a Liquid Flame in our watching the show. Liquid Flame, what is your story? What is your story, Liquid Flame? And because I want to know in comments what a person wants to share before I bring you up here. You're watching Encounters. This is our morning show. Hey, Johnny, good to see you. Everybody out there. We're trying to do some morning shows here for people that have never seen the show before. And, you know, we're happy to do it. Manny, thank you for the roses. We appreciate it. Thank you, Manny, for the roses. Everybody out there, wherever you are around the world, Czechoslovakia, I Star person in Czechoslovakia. Good afternoon out there. And good to have everybody with us here. We appreciate you. Did I set up the goals? Let's see here. Okay, I'm going to pin my goals for this morning. And we're just glad to have everybody here. And if you've never really watched the show before, you're going to be addicted to Encounters. We usually have anywhere from 250 to 300 plus people on our nighttime show. Tahar, high vibes. Thank you. Thank you for the gift. So we usually get into a lot of things. I'm a talk show host for an NPR Pacifica radio station here in Connecticut, WESUFM.org. And also, I will say I'm a contactee. Before I was a teenager, I had contact with space people in a spaceship that were men and women in light blue spacesuits. I'm a C5 activist. We're doing our C5 next weekend in Connecticut, September 14th. And in Madison, Connecticut, I do have a video how you can get in touch with me if you're going to be coming in the region. You want to contact me for next weekend, and that will be going from 8:30 till 11 p.m. But definitely email me if you're going to be coming to Connecticut, or if you're within New England and you wish to attend. It's our Ashtar Command Contact Program. We've been doing it for over 13 years, and our goal is to make direct contact with our space people. Have some reports noted by police in Alpine, California, and pictures I believe were taken. Diane Schultz. We're going to bring Diane Schultz up. Let's see here. So Diane, we'll bring you up here. I don't know if you have enough followers to show pictures, but if you do decide to come up, you can share your story. And again, if you wish to be a guest, you have to be over 18. Here's Diane Schultz. You're watching Encounters, the morning edition. This is better than Good Morning America, I can tell you that right now. Diane Schultz, welcome to Encounters.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
I'm glad to have you with us. And can you tell us a little bit about your story? Tell us a little bit in sentences, and tell us what you know.
Well, one I saw scared the daylights out of me. I didn't know really what was going on. I would say it was just a silent, probably about 3 football fields long,
Wow.
round silver orb, not orb, but like oblong shaped.
Yeah.
It was flying very low and moved very slowly at night.
Wow.
I got out of the jacuzzi, went in the house. I was like, I didn't know what was going on. So
You didn't want to stay there and just, be in awe of watching this spaceship?
No, it was like, no, I didn't know what was going to happen. That was the first time
I got you.
that ever happened. So,
Yeah.
but I could have swore if you picked up a rock and threw it hard and high, you probably would have hit it.
Wow, that's pretty low.
Yes, it was very low. And then on the lookout, there have been sightings with smaller crafts with lights going on that the police actually were called, and when they arrived, they were still there and saw it.
Really? So you had police? So the police locally
Yes.
got to see these spaceships?
Yes.
Wow.
So,
And so, have you ever talked to the local police department about what they saw, or no?
no, I haven't.
I
don't
and
know.
now, well, the thing you saw, there's a little bit of noise. Is that a fan or something?
Oh, in my window? Yes. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, is that better?
Okay. Oh, much better. Yeah. So this whole thing with the oblong ship that's about 3 football fields in length, how long did that
At
sighting
least.
last? At least.
It was moving slow, I would say, towards the east, towards Arizona.
Wow.
And a couple minutes, I didn't stay out long enough to really know it, but it was moving pretty slow. But
Yeah.
there was like zero sound, no
Zero
sound at all.
sound. Wow. No sound at all. So that's pretty crazy. Well, and what kind of vibe? Can you turn the fan off, maybe, if possible? It sounds like there's a car going by.
Oh yeah, it was a car. Sorry, I have all my
Okay.
windows open. It's going to be 108 today.
Oh, it is. Okay. Well, we don't want you to end up, frying or something from all the heat. But the thing is, when you saw this huge craft, this ship, I saw a ship about 2 football fields in length. You said 3 or more. That's pretty big. So, what kind of vibes were you getting when you went in? Was it still there outside?
When I went in, yes, it was still moving slowly.
Like I asked my last guest, what did you feel any positive vibes or negative vibes? What were you feeling?
It just scared me, so I went in the house.
Did it scare you because of it being so unusual and something you've never seen like that? Or was it
Yes.
scaring you because, okay, so it wasn't so much whether there were space people in it. You were scared because of the enormous size of the spaceship.
Right. And it was just
Okay.
such an unknown thing.
And this was during the day or night?
It was early evening. I would say probably just
Early
after
evening.
sundown. Yes.
Really? Interesting. You see, knowing me, if I were you, and I'm not you, but if I were me and I were there, and you were there, and you ran inside, I'd be standing outside trying to make contact.
No.
You'd be running inside saying, Commander, I'm going inside. What are you thinking? No, I'm going to make contact. This is my chance to make contact with a ship 3 football fields in length or more. And then when you think about it, just imagine how many space beings are in that ship that's over 3 football fields length. There must be thousands of space people in that ship. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The other thing that was weird was that there were like no lights.
No lights. Interesting.
Yeah. The lights up from the town were reflecting off of it.
Really? Wow. Were you able to get any photos of it?
No, at that time I didn't have a
man.
cell phone or anything. I was just
That's a bummer. Yeah. Could you imagine if you were able to get photos of that thing? You would have made UFO history without a question. It would have been UFO history without a question. So have you had any sightings since that time?
no, not like that. No.
Nothing like that. Well, obviously you were meant to see it. I think you were meant to see it. But it's human emotions are what they are, right? No one can tell someone you can't have human emotions because you do. Like if you like, look, maybe I would have freaked out too, seeing something like that, and I'm outside in a pool or jacuzzi. All of a sudden, this thing's there, and it's like real low, and it's like no sound. I'm saying, what is this thing? Then I realize it's a spaceship. And I start running in the house because I don't know what's going on. Is it Independence Day? Or are we dealing with something? What do we do? Because we need our 3D mind saying, like, it doesn't know what we're dealing with, right?
Right. I mean, at that time, my husband was also out there. We all saw it. We're all sitting there watching it come across the horizon going, what is that? What is that?
Yep. Well, I'm picturing that oblong ship in my head here. That thing was huge.
It was very big. I was just like,
and the height of it, I get a picturing of it. Was it as high as, let's say, a skyscraper?
I have
like a building.
I really have no idea. I basically just saw like the bottom of it.
So the bottom of it.
Yes.
So you saw the bottom of the ship, everybody, but you couldn't see that where the ending of the top was, right?
Mm.
You
Well,
couldn't see the top.
when it was coming towards us, we kind of could, but registering what it was, we didn't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
So I don't really even know how tall it would have been.
No, that's okay. I'm thinking. I mean, obviously, it wouldn't be taller as it wouldn't be as tall as the Empire State Building, but it could be maybe 2 or 3 stories high or 4 for a
Oh,
ship that big. Yeah, I would
yes.
say I would say that's a
That's
reasonable.
probably reasonable, yes.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think. I mean, obviously, it's not going to be as big as the Empire State Building going to height, but no, that
Right.
would be 3 or 4 stories would be about right from my estimation of a ship that big. And it probably
And
did have a lot of different space people in that ship. You never know why folks something like. And where are you in California?
I live in San Diego, and
San
Alpine
Diego.
is a suburb east of San Diego.
Okay, it's a suburb. And what year was this sighting again for people just coming in?
Oh gosh, I'm gonna say probably 1983.
1983. Oh, and is this Alpine? Because I'm in Connecticut, I know nothing about San Diego or Alpine. So at that time, is that a pretty built-up area?
Yeah, it is. It was. I mean,
Oh,
it's not like a city.
right.
It's
It's
more of
just
like a mountainous town that's kind of spread out.
okay. So it's a mountain. It's in the mountains, and it's a town in the mountains, correct?
Yes.
So it's north of San Diego,
East.
east of San Diego in the mountains. Okay, very interesting. So you're away from the Pacific Ocean. All right, that makes more
Yes.
sense to me now. Okay, so yeah, if that was over San Diego itself, I'm sure at the time it would have caused a lot of craziness.
Yes. But
Yeah,
what I think just what awed me the most was just no sound from the
no
sides
sound.
of.
Yeah, interesting, interesting. Wow, your story's amazing. I've had 2 amazing stories, and yours is also very amazing. And Uh, I think that's for someone like yourself to see something like that when you did. Not everybody gets to see a ship over 3 football fields in length out there. I know a lot of our audience, some of them I think can relate to you and probably have seen something. And I'll certainly, because I do interviews with people here, I hear all these stories and they're great. And we have a really international community of viewers here all over the world. So your story, I think, is great. Have you ever felt later on in life, like right now in 2024? We've talked on my show. If you're new to the show, we've been talking about contact coming in about a year and a half with positive space people. Have you ever felt like you'd like to get to know, have a meeting with some space people that are positive?
Yes.
You have.
Yes. I
Yeah,
mean,
I
I don't
think you will.
know any story because I just didn't
Yeah.
want. That was crazy.
No, you're not crazy. One of the things about this show is I always wonder why people think if I tell my story, people are going to think I'm crazy. My audience, 30 years ago, maybe the people that thought other people were crazy were the majority. In 2024, I can tell you without a question, the reason why I've been on radio for 21 years on NPR radio, and I've seen the changes in the way people think on the subject, there's more people interested in the subject of spirituality, cosmic consciousness, UFOs. There's more people interested in the subject now than ever before. And the reason why my show is so popular is because I'm in tune with everything. I have connections. I'm a contactee. So I'm not just somebody with a 3-piece suit on interviewing people. I wouldn't wear a suit anyway. But I can tell you, you're not crazy. You had something that you documented in your consciousness. You remembered the whole thing and you shared it here on Encounters, which I think is amazing. And you're just a beautiful person that shared that story. Tahar. I think that if you want to learn, I don't know if you meditate, but if you do learn to meditate and focus on inner consciousness, you can eventually learn how to make contact. For you, it might be good to use the C5 app that Dr. Stephen Greer has produced years ago. I don't know if you have an Android phone or an Apple phone, but you can download it for like $10, learn the protocol of contact. you know what? I would do that. I think you should do that. This will give you some guidance on how to do contact peacefully with peaceful beings on a spaceship. So I would say if you're willing to, for $10, $10 is $10. You download it. There's protocol. There's sounds that will attract the space people. And I'd like to see in the future if you can document any visual contact with positive space people. Are you willing to do that, Diane?
Maybe.
It's all good. There's nothing to be nervous about. If you have a friend or two you want to bring along with you, by all means, do it together.
Well,
right?
Jen in your chat just said she's from San Diego and has seen the same ship in El Cajon.
Really? See? So if she's from San Diego, you two need to hook up with each other, and to build a friendship and then get together and do one of these C5s together. I think I'm very proactive with my audience. I think it would be really cool for you guys to do it and learn how to do the protocol. The protocol will protect you in making sure you're connecting with the right space people and not having you won't have any negative things ever happen. But if you do that in that way, I'd love to see if anyone's in San Diego, get in touch with Diane, become friends on TikTok here, and set up a thing to use the C5 app together and do some meditations. I think it's cool. We have a lot of people in San Diego that watch our show, so make connections,
All right.
All right. Hey, Diane, thank you. That was a great story. My show's being recorded. That story will be on my YouTube channel for people that don't have TikTok. And also all my shows are on YouTube, Astronaut Command Spaceship News. So please, folks, go. And if people are asking when am I on, I usually am on at night, not usually in the morning, but I am trying to hit some morning time here. I'm on at 11 o'clock at night on TikTok, and we usually have anywhere from 200 to 400 to 350 to 250 to har. Thank you, High Vibes. And you can all watch our night show, usually at 11 o'clock at night Eastern. That's 10 Central. We'll be happy to have you folks on at night. Diane, thank you for being a guest. Everybody give her a round of applause for coming forward with that really amazing story. And this time, if you do have any sightings, make sure your camera's, charged up and take some photos, all right, or video. All right, Diane. Hey, thank you so much for being with us out there in the suburbs of San Diego in the mountains. We appreciate you.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
All right, you take care. Let's see here. All right, another great story. I'm telling you, 2 great stories in a row this morning. I'm really amazed. Really amazed. Thomas. We're gonna bring Thomas up if we can. Thomas, you only have 14 followers. So Thomas, you need to set your setting to public. You need to go out and set your setting to public so people can follow you. You have to get up to like 50 followers. We'd love to hear your story, but you have to get up the followers on there to do it. Let me see here. If anyone else out there in the world has had any stories like the other 2 folks did, if you have had visitations by space people, we want to hear it. Anyone having visitations? I talk about this on my nighttime show. I have a lot of people that are contactees that are having positive contact with space people. Is anyone out there having that happen? I'm pretty sure you are. We got 163 people out here all over the world. Who's having contact? Don't be shy. Who's having contact? Anybody? I just put it out there. That's the way I am here on my show. Very spontaneous. Grace. Okay, let's see. Me, Sunset Power. Okay, Sunset Power, and then Grace. Sunset Power? No, Sunset Power, you don't have any followers. Sunset Power, you got to have some followers there. You got to have at least 50 to go on audio, unfortunately. So let me see here. Who else? Secret. We're going to bring you up, and then we're going to bring up Grace. This is Encounters, the morning show. We're usually on at 11 o'clock at night, most nights, on the most popular spiritual UFO talk show on social media, also with NPR Radio. Secret, welcome to the show.
Yeah, welcome. Thank you for welcoming me. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm from Jamaica.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I had an experience when I was about 9. My first experience when I was about 9. I'm 49 now, and I have never forgotten that experience. It was so sudden and frightening. And I remember I was outside and I ran inside to my mommy, but nobody believed me, and I couldn't explain at that time. I didn't know exactly what it was. So my mommy thought that I saw a ghost, and I was explaining to her that there was this big. At the time, I told her that there was this big saucer in the air. So because I didn't know what it was at the time,
Right.
yeah, and until this day, it was always like so vivid in my mind. But I remember just before COVID um, started, I had a vision, like early morning vision. It was like for about a 5 second vision, where I was on my back step and I saw this. I saw another one just came down, and everything, like the 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 light, the posts from the light posts begin to shake, and they were like dead birds, and it just zooped past, and the house was also shaking. Yeah, and then I just got up. But there and then I had this friend on Facebook that usually saw them, like in the same time of COVID. He was at the time in Canada.
Yeah.
So we would have connected, and then he would have said, like, go outside and look to the east or to the south and look, and you will see it up in the sky. Like they usually have some bright blue lights. Yeah. But it's getting older, I realized that it was actually something that other persons were actually seeing.
Wow.
And I also connected with this little boy that was on Facebook as well. And he could explain to me that I am from one of those spaceship, because he have kind of that kind of
So this little boy that you were connecting on Facebook, was he from another planet too?
yeah, he was from different worlds. And funny enough, he passed away now, but he was so brilliant. He was so brilliant.
Oh, the little
Jada.
boy passed away.
Yeah, sorry, he passed away now, but he could tell you about different worlds. He could tell you even about the different type of cartoons now that they were coming, that we are watching now, and he could tell you different worlds that they came from. Yeah.
So when he passed away, I'm getting information here. He didn't just pass away. His time on Earth in the human form was gone. He went back to his space body. His adult
Yes.
body was in
Yes.
stasis. He went back to that body on the spaceship. He's
Yes.
now alive and well on his space body.
Yes, because that's what his mommy also said as well. Because
Yes.
they would go to different worlds, connect with different
Yes.
beings.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Makes perfect sense. Yeah, he went when he passed out of the physical human body as a kid. He went back to the adult body, which is on the
yeah,
spaceship. Which is, so if people don't know what I'm talking about, we have space bodies that are on ships that are being well protected. When this boy left his physical body that she knew, he went back into his physical space body, human body, and he's alive and well in his consciousness
yes,
back on his original body.
yes.
Yeah.
So he would, and before then, he would tell you about all of those worlds and tell you that he knew that he was going back as well, you know?
Yeah, he knew, right? Yeah,
He
he knew.
knew, yeah. If you even go on Facebook now, you can still follow his mommy. Is always on it, telling you about different worlds, and
Yeah,
where she have made the
interesting.
connection, and her purpose now on earth, and what she's doing as well. So But
Beautiful, beautiful.
sometimes when you're saying these things, people think that you're crazy or you don't know what you're talking
There
about
we go, the
or
crazy. Don't worry about that.
yeah,
Those people, they're just unconscious people. You're
yeah,
conscious, and anything. What's going to happen to the unconscious people that think you're crazy? When
yeah.
contact happens, they're going to freak out and they're not going to know what to do because they're going to go back to you. Oh, I didn't believe you. I didn't believe any of this stuff. And then when the spaceships start coming, and we've talked about it
Yeah.
on my night show, that they're going to be shaking their heads and not knowing to do anymore.
But they are real though. Spaceship are real, and before I even knew what it was, I have never forgotten that morning when I
Hmm.
was outside as a child, and I tell
Yeah.
you, I was so frightened, and it is so vivid even at this age, and I am 49 now. It is so vivid until I got that experience, that vision again early before COVID started, like I think it was the first year. Yeah, you understand.
Wow.
And then I usually connect, as I said, with the gentleman from Canada, cause he was also seeing them and other persons were connected.
Oh, you still there? Hello. What just happened here? Does anybody hear me? Secret, are you still there? Folks, weird things do happen on my show, and here we go again. Secret, are you still there? We lost your audio. Her mic's on. Her mic disappeared. Uh, Turn your mic on. Your mic is off. There's no mic at all. Uh-oh. Oh, it just happened. Here we go. If you're new to the show, you're going to start getting used to this because weird things do happen on my program. She's totally gone. Completely gone. We're just getting into the story, about the boy from space, who left the Earth and went back onto his spaceship. The one thing I want you to know, this show is well protected. This Ashtar Command is watching my show right now for anyone who doesn't believe it. And if our government's listening, our Ashtar Command ships are watching this show. So I want them to know there's nothing that can be done here. I am protected. Hey, Johnny, that was, people that watch me at night have seen weird things happen on this show, you know, and she's disappeared. She's gone. She's not even here anymore. I don't know if she can come back. Secret, are you still there? Secret, are you still there? Now, and now the logical part of me says that maybe she had a low battery. Oh, you are there. Okay. We're going to bring you back up. I don't know what happened, but you are there. Okay. I'm going to bring you back up. Let's see what happens here. Okay. Can you hear me?
Hello? Yeah.
Yeah. What happened?
I don't know, it just got cut off. Yeah, it just got
You
cut
just got
off.
you got cut off when you were telling the story.
Yeah.
Well, I'm making sure I'm putting a protection around this program right now. I'm asking the command to protect the program and from any interference from the government. Continue on your story.
Yeah, so and I have said it to like more than one person's, but nobody believed me. I guess over time by my mom now believe that yes, I have seen
Mm-hmm.
it because she have now become more spiritual, and
Yeah.
I'm more grown to you know these things. Yeah, but I've never forgotten that day.
Yeah.
So vivid. And I still,
Mm.
that was the little boy that told me no, that yes, I am actually from one of those ships. And that was the
Yeah.
reason why I was connected to it
Yeah.
so strongly. Yeah.
Now, have you tried to do meditation? Do you do meditation at all?
Yes, I do meditation
Oh, okay.
sometimes. Yeah.
All right. So now the thing is, hearing your story, I would like you to, your homework assignment would be from my perspective, is to do meditation on a regular basis, maybe 20 minutes when you have time to do it, and focus on what the little boy told you about being from the space, from being from a specific space group, and meditate and learn to use what we call telepathy. You know what telepathy is, or how to use telepathy?
Yeah. I've
Okay.
done some meditation before. Yeah.
All right. But now you're going to use telepathy for a specific purpose. So what I'm guiding you to do is, and take your time with it. It's not a rush thing. Take your time with it. But when you do it, you're going to meditate and use telepathy like we're talking to each other. It's talking within consciousness. And what you're going to do is say, I'm a Christed being of light, and I want to connect with what the little boy told me. If you remember what star people he said you were connected with, reach out to those star people through telepathy, and it might take time. But, telepathy is the clearest way to communicate in the universe. There's no blockage with telepathy. So when you do that, eventually you're going to get a response. And it might not happen like this in a week or 2 weeks, but your consciousness will go out there into the universe to the very specific nature. And what was the star name of the star beings that he said before he passed that you were connected with?
To be honest, I don't remember. No.
You don't remember? Okay, that's okay.
No.
When you go meditation, ask your higher self to give you the information of what the boy said. It's in your memory banks, but you don't remember it at the moment. Through the meditation, it'll come back to you.
Yeah.
It will.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, Secret. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you.
Yeah, I appreciate you as well.
And what's your first name, by the way?
I'm Nadia.
Nadia. Nice to meet you, Nadia.
Yeah.
So Nadia, thank you for being on here. We appreciate you very much.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Okay.
As well.
And we're on at 11 o'clock at night for new people saying, well, who is this show? How come I've never seen the show before? That's because I'm on at night. I have a big audience at night. I'm trying to do some morning shows here for everybody. All right, Nadia, take care.
Okay, you too.
All right, and let's see here. And I think there's Grace. Is Grace still here? I know I promised Grace I'd have her on here. You're watching Encounters, the morning show. And we're on at 11 o'clock at night, where our YouTube channel is Astro Command Spaceship News. All our shows are recorded on there, and you can watch all the nighttime shows or any of our shows. I'm on Sunday mornings on WESU-FM, NPR Pacific Radio, 11:30 a.m. in the morning till 1 p.m. every Sunday. That's my Astro Command show. It's been on for 21 years now. So I'm a professional broadcaster by trade, and I'm also a contactee of the positive kind, meaning I've had contact with space people who are very positive. And I'm so C5 activist. I've been involved in C5. I've done workshops where I've taken people off planet, or I'm teaching people how to leave their body to go on the spaceship of the Golden Ship of Light, which does exist. That's a whole nother story. I'm like a cosmic book hero. I can tell you tons of stuff here, but I don't have a lot of time to do it. And we'll take one more guest, maybe, if you're a contactee. If you've had contact with space people, anybody out there having physical contact with space people of the positive kind. I know we have 174 people watching. I'm sure there's somebody out there that's never told their story before. You can feel safe to come on here and tell your story. Okay? I think Grace is coming on. She's still here. Grace, we're going to bring Grace on, as I promised. And Grace, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. And you're going to be our last guest for the morning, as I promised. So tell everybody around the world what your story is and where you are and everything.
Okay, I'm from South Africa, but I live in the United Kingdom.
Okay.
I've had contact since I was about 3 years old. I have been started talking to them via telepathy. I've been taken before, and my last encounter was last year. I was coming home from work, and I saw two greys with a stretcher beckoning me towards them. It was a big white, like a van type of thing, and they were beckoning me towards them. I started walking towards them, but then they disappeared. And 2 days later, I was called in to have an MRI scan, and I was surprised. And I said, but there's nothing wrong with me. Anyway, I went for the MRI scan, and I left the scan. I came home, and I went to the church, and I sat at the Garden of Remembrance. And that's when I felt a powerful force take me out of my body, and I was whirling through up above the trees. It was spinning around me. I was holding onto the church bench, but still I was floating and going higher and higher. I was past the clouds. It was faster than the speed of light. I don't even know the speed of light, but it was faster than the airplane. And I kept on, I know I was conscious, but at the same time I was not there. I was going into another portal, into another dimension.
Oh, wow.
And so the message was, they have come here because they had a signal from Earth. They got a code red. So they are all over, surrounded in our galaxies. They have come to rescue planet Earth because humanity has slowly destroying the planet. So they ask you to turn to spirituality, to go deep into, to open up your heart chakras, to operate from unconditional love, and then open up your heart, from your heart to your throat chakra. And when you reach your crown throat chakra, you'll be able to do clairvoyance and be more in contact with them.
So what you're saying is when the space people came, and let me ask you, the space people, did you have any human space contacts that look like us? Can you tell our audience?
Yes, they do. I have come in contact with the Pleiadian.
The
I am
Pleiadians, okay.
Pleiadians, which is more, I have direct contact with the Pleiadian, and we have very much, when we come together, we do a lot of meditations together. We work a lot with crystal healing, quantum healing, and that's how we try to connect with
now the Pleiadians. Can you tell our audience, and welcome everybody to the morning show? We'll be on here for at least a few more minutes. Did you have physical contact with the Pleiadian people or beings?
Yes, I have.
Like?
They are blue-eyed, tall blondes, long blonde hair. It's a female blonde lady that I am in contact with. I was working with her one night, and I said to her, "You are a Pleiadian. I sense you are a Pleiadian," and she just smiled at me, and we didn't have a conversation afterwards, and we went our own ways. I left the company, and she moved on, and then we contacted each other again. It was around 2 years ago. I went online and I searched for her, and I made contact with her. And since then, we do a lot of channeling via, as I said, crystalline healing. Our healing has become so powerful now that whenever we say something to people that want to know about the future or something, it comes quite open.
So one of the things I want, and again, I honor everybody. I've always, because of Facebook, that's why I have the feelings I have about channeling. I believe that people should not channel and just communicate directly, physically, and have physical contact. So I understand your story is beautiful, and I completely honor it. So the word channeling has different connotations to people, the definition of that. What do you consider channeling? But again, that's not part of the story. But again, you've met a woman physically who lives on Earth who is a Pleiadian, correct?
That's correct.
And so there are space people that live here that come from off planet. So were you able to tell that she wasn't from here?
I was immediately able to tell her that, and she didn't understand what I was saying to her in the beginning. I said, "Do you understand why?" I said, "Do you ever have any kind of feelings of speaking to other people or having any kind of connection with the earth
Yeah.
and the galaxies?" And she said she's seen many things in the skies, and she feels very connected to channeling, speaking to them. She does poetry. She's very much active on Instagram as well. But
Oh, she is.
the point I'm trying to make is that
Yeah.
they are here, and they have connected us, are connecting with us to to say they are coming here in peace. They want
Yeah.
us to open up our heart chakras through meditation. We be able to talk to them,
Yes.
but it's very difficult to find actual store seeds one-on-one like I did.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is because, as I explained to you before, I was taken many times before I've
Yeah.
been able to manifest as well. So I know you have a short time to close the show, but the only advice I could say is if you have seen spaceships making if you want to have any more contacts, is around midnight. Between the hours of 1 till 3 a.m., they are very, very distinct in the skies.
Oh,
So
the
all you have to
spaceships.
do, yes, and
So
between 1 and 3
yeah.
a.m.
1
And
and
if you
3.
place your palm of your hands onto the windows wherever you are, that is a signal that you are ready to receive their transmission.
Wow. So let me just let people know. Everyone around the world, whatever your time zone is, 1 to 3 a.m. she's saying. So and that makes sense to me because when we do our C5s, we've had, we go till 11 p.m. It's still not 1 to 3, but we have had sightings because we know we're doing C5 activity, and because I'm a contactee, and a few of us are also had interactions with the spaceships. So yeah, 1 to 3 a.m. wherever you are, write this down. And so when they want to try to make contact again with positive spiritual space people between 1 and 3, what do they have to do?
Well, they must not switch on their lights, the main their artificial lights. So they have to stand at the window, open the window, and face. Normally, my window is facing the south, so I get sightings through the south. I'm going to send you a few videos that I've done via. I'll DM you my videos that I've captured in the night sky.
Yes. Okay.
And
I'd
some
love
of
to see
it,
those.
and yeah. So basically, all you do is do not be afraid. That's number one. Do not panic. You just put your palms out and say, "I am ready to receive. I am ready to receive," and that's
So
all you
you put
have
your
to
palms
say.
out and you say, "I'm ready to receive." Okay. So when you say I'm ready to receive, again, you want to make sure that you're receiving contact with space people that are positive. So how do they know they're going to be positive when they say, when you say yes, I'm here to receive? How do you know that? How do you
Well,
discern the difference of?
you'll see the lights will come. They will flash their lights at you.
Okay, and these that are coming are like Pleiadians, more positive human type space people, correct? So use
The
discern because
ones
that's
that
to be
I'm in
discernment.
contact, the ones I'm in contact with is Arcturians.
Turians, okay, interesting. All right, and
Yes.
I was going to say the other thing I would add to that is I would add more to the fact to make sure you're getting in contact with the positive space people is I am a Christed being of light, and I'm ready to receive contact with Christed beings of light. Would you, I would suggest adding, because I've done these contact things,
Yes,
I would add that into the
that's
sentence
right.
to make sure that that's all you're getting is the higher vibrational beings of light.
That's right. The Christ consciousness is very much alive in this time period. Disclosure is going to happen within the next 4 years. And
Well,
Christ
yeah.
consciousness, this is what we're operating on at the moment, is Christ consciousness.
Yeah, absolutely. I operate in Christ consciousness. My friend April does too. Who, if you watched our show, we're going, for people that don't know, I don't have too much time here, but we're going to be going off planet in a couple of months. We don't know the time and day of the going off planet, but I've talked about this before for our morning show, and many of you might not know this, who are watching for the first time. There's a group of 5 of us that are one of the 5. My friend April, she's been going on off planet since last year. She lives in northern Vermont. She's documented everything. My father, my 2 brothers, and my 2 sisters and brother, my mother, are on a spaceship. Her family, and also Johnny of the third kind, and Kit Kat, who's not here, and my friend Chesno, all have family on the same ship. There's a whole story to this. I don't have time to get into it, but I can on one of my night shows. But we're going to physically be going off planet. Contact's actually going to be happening in about 1.5 years, not 4 years. So in 2026 is when the initial is when 2025 you're going to see a lot amped up sightings. And I think people can do what Grace is suggesting to do that. That'll help amp up your ability to learn how to make contact. I think that's beautiful. But contact is not going to be in 4 years. It's going to be happening in about 1.5 years. It was 2027 to 2028. The timeline has been shifted.
Sorry, I said within 4 years, not
Yeah, I know.
in 4 years.
I know within 4 years. So you're right about that. But now you said that, I was able to jump in and give you more specific information.
Thank you so much. I would love to join you, Coco, on the spaceship as well. It's very exciting. But thank you so much for having me.
Grace, you've been great. You've been a great guest.
Thank you so much. For those that want to watch, to open up the chakras, please do follow me live sometimes online. I'm not trying to promote myself, but if you're interested in meditation, I do meditation live at 6 to 7 every morning. Thank you.
Oh, good. Well, Grace, you've been beautiful. I thank you for being with us. And join us tonight at 11 o'clock for Encounters. And we will catch you soon again. And so thank you very much. We appreciate everybody. It's about 10:18. I got to get going here. So catch us tonight at 11 p.m. for the big show at nighttime. And again, thank you for your gifts and everybody for your viewership. We appreciate you all. We love you all. And I know that many of you here have had things that have happened. So if we didn't get to interview you this morning, come on tonight. We'll do some interviews with you tonight on our show. We love interviewing people. So definitely, I'll see you later, Joe. And so we'd love to interview you. And so please come on tonight. If you're a contactee, if you've had visitations, if you've had sightings, we definitely would love to have you with us. Mark Harrison, thank you for that comment. We appreciate you, Mark, everybody out there. And so again, just to let you know, this is an actual show on TikTok. We don't get on and talk about UFOs, just generally have a chit chat. I do a show here, and that's the difference. I started this show in 2023 based on my friends on Facebook telling me to get on TikTok, and I wasn't going to do it. And I did Tahar, high vibes. I wasn't going to get on TikTok because I thought it was a bunch of kids. But when I got on here, I realized that it wasn't a bunch of kids. And I feel very good about being here. This show went viral pretty quick. And we're glad to have you watch our show. We're going to give you real information. We interview people and have them tell their stories. And we also are about disclosure, busting the matrix, and liberating the planet from all the garbage that we've been dealt with lies for 70 years by the Pentagon. So on this show, you're going to get real information, and we appreciate you. Hey, Bref, it's good to see you, everybody. I'm going to take off out of here. It's 10:20 a.m. in the morning. We got to get out of here. We'll be on tonight at 11. We'll see you then. We took a night off last night. Now, some people were asking me, where was I? Sometimes I need to take a break because, when you're doing a show pretty regularly, sometimes just to regenerate the energy, I need to take at least a night time off to just have a break, and I do that. Excellent. Good to see you, everybody else. Grace, take care. We're going to get out of here. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you tonight at 11 p.m. on Encounters, a show that's out of this world.